Aslam and me are standing in Bangladesh. This is the border pillar that marks the border. This side is Bangladesh, this side is India. Now along with Aslam, who's a Bangladeshi, I'll cross over into India. Aslam. Every single day, they simply walk across from Bangladesh into India. The villages are just next to each other. Houses are cheek by jowl. People live in such close proximity that it becomes difficult for the border security force to distinguish between a Bangladeshi and an Indian. So infiltrators can get into safe houses like this, stay here for a period of time, get their Indian documentation, Indian ID papers, basically a ration card or a voter ID card, and then carry on into the heart of the country.
We met Aslam in Bangladeshi territory, but he told us that he spends most of his time in the Indian border village of Haripukur.
Yes, it's very easy for us to enter because we have relatives on the Indian side.
How far have you gone into India?
We have gone right up to the bazaar.
These houses along the South Dinajpur stretch of the border show how it's virtually impossible for the government to check border infiltration through fencing.
On my left is Bangladesh and on the right is India. This door has been built for easy access from India into Bangladesh and vice versa. This is a house that stocks up goods that are eventually smuggled. For instance, this is bottles of fentanyl that are smuggled from India into Bangladesh.
Many villagers who live along the border depend on smuggling for their livelihoods. Not surprisingly, they dislike the BSF. The moment this sack full of cough syrup bottles is found, the villagers close ranks.
No, this house is not used for smuggling. An old widow stays here.
No, it's not a business. They just stock up goods over here.
This kind of proximity in the border makes BSF's job extremely difficult. In fact, they have made a proposal to shift such border villages back further inside so that there's a